principles that we'll be working on. Other questions?
And you're probably familiar with this already, is that usually when you come into a new area you're not familiar with, you're considered an outsider. How do you break that down? And kind of, if something doesn't go right away, you'll probably get that, well, you're not from here attitude. How do you overcome something like that?
I think California, has a rich tradition of folks coming from the East to settle. I used to tell folks when I worked in Boston, and I'd go out to the western part of Massachusetts, I used to say, all good ideas, all new ideas, all innovation blows from west to east. I was just off by about 3,000 miles. But in seriousness, I think it starts with being involved in the community and living in the community, of which I plan to do. As I mentioned, my wife Julie now is out looking for a home for us, so that we can move our 3 children here, and we'll be part of the community. Our kids will be involved in after-school activities. They'll be playing ball. My daughter plays softball. My son plays baseball. My littlest daughter does everything the older 2 do. My wife is very involved in the community. It's important to us. We plan to be here. We plan to put some roots down and to become part of the community. And I welcome that opportunity, and we've been welcomed so far. There's a warmth and a graciousness, again, that I first saw when I came in December of 2007. So we're very much looking forward to being part of it. It will take time, and we're here for the long haul. So
how tough is it to step into a job like yours when there's so many cuts, you're facing all these budget issues?
The question was, how difficult is it to step into a job where you're facing so many cuts and so many budget issues? That's true, there are a lot of challenges, but I think I see them really as opportunities. We can look at it 2 ways. We can try to do our best for kids, or we can do what's required. And I really believe we need to do what's required. These challenges are taking place all around the country. So we don't have a choice, but we can do the things that are going to really prepare our kids to be successful in this 21st century. The challenges are tremendous, but there are great opportunities. We need to be focused. We need to be figuring out what's worked well, how do we get it up scaling, and just remember that if it isn't about student achievement, we shouldn't be doing it. That needs to be our focus, and again, children will be our focus. We're going to put children first.
Can you maybe name a school's executive or superintendent, whether it's a big city or one of the bigger names that we know, or maybe someone we haven't heard of that whose philosophy aligns with yours, or that you might kind of style your leadership after?
Sure. I've been fortunate to get to know quite a few. Very close by, Ray Cortines down in Los Angeles has been a mentor to me. Arlene Ackerman, a name familiar here, now in Philadelphia. Joel Klein in New York City, and one of your own, Rudy Crew, has been a mentor to me, and very fortunate to have as a direct support to me Tom Pazant, who was superintendent in Boston, was also out here in San Diego. So those are folks that have been tremendously important for me, and will be support for me as we go forward.
What is it that you like about it?
There's many things. I think I like, again, their focus. Again, their focus on children. They know that it's all about what happens in the classroom, and everything being aligned around teaching and learning. They also understand that it's about having great principles, and principles are really the key to our success, which is something I'll be sharing with our principals when I meet with them in a couple days. They are the key. If we're going to do it and we're going to move forward and become truly a model great urban school district, it's because of those principles in our buildings.
What brought you here in December 2007?
I came out to a conference at UC Davis on school quality review. So it was a great opportunity for me to be out here.
And secondly, what do you know about multiple pathways and thoughts on it?
The question was, what do I know about multiple pathways and what are my thoughts about it? Certainly my work prior at Commonwealth Corporation, a nonprofit in Boston, that's what we do. We helped school districts design multiple pathways, right? Because all children don't learn the same. There are many ways to engage and challenge a child. It just may not be the traditional ways that we've been accustomed to. So I think it's very important, and it's an area that I'm going to be looking at, and I would appreciate any ideas or interest or other support that is in this community for doing what we can to strengthen those multiple pathways for our children. Any questions out from the audience and the rest of the team? You don't have to be shy. Welcome it. Yes, sir.
Marcus Dawson, Fiscal Services for Sac City School District. This is the first school district in the state of California to be ISO certified. What are your views or thoughts on ISO 9001 certification in the education arena?
Sure. Congratulations. That's a tremendous accomplishment. More school districts need to follow this example. So I think we ought to be out there leading. Absolutely. We're educating children, and we're focused on that, but we're a $500 million business. And we need to always remember that. How do we do things most efficiently and effectively? Yes, all in support of student achievement, and we need to make sure that our services and how we're delivering those services is aligned and supporting that mission. But it's a tremendous accomplishment. I support those standards. Let's continue to work to build, make sure that all of our district, can we then take those similar kinds of standards and translate them to the academic side of the house. So we are having similar standards and ways to measure our success, not only amongst ourselves and with our schools, but with other school districts. Others? Well, yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Raymond.
Good morning.
My name is Alex Messiah. I'm a community activist, and I'm the co-chair of the Asian Pacific Advisory Committee in this district. And the lady to your right is my co-chair. I have thousands of questions today, but I'll reserve that right until after you take over. So welcome.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other questions? I want to thank you all again for coming out and for being part of this, for giving me an opportunity to say hello, to share some of the things that I believe in are important to me, and to begin that process really of listening and learning about the things that make Sacramento so unique, and our opportunity here so real. And I appreciate your willingness to support me in that process. Thank you.